She's travelling round the world to meet her friends from the net. Sue tells us about the unusual chat channel that's taken over her life. It started as a hobby. Now it's a worldwide information resource. Jason puts chat-up lines on the net. But do they work? And from Virgin Radio, star-spotting DJ Mark Forrest looks into celebrities in cyberspace.
Festive greetings. Yet more net happenings that we've uncovered in the last few weeks. Welcome to Cyber Cafe. I'm Wingham Rowan. Well, 6 months ago since she started in this job, Anna's still looking at the most bizarre sites on the net for us. Has this job done you any lasting damage yet?
Not yet, but I'm waiting for it.
Ready for this week's challenge?
Okay.
Okay, where's the challenge? Get him off, get him
Don't give
off.
up the day job,
Yeah,
Jez.
absolutely.
Thank you very much.
And this week's challenge set by the crew here is...
Very topical. Find the weirdest gifts available online.
Hey, well, actually, I can think of a few things you've come across over the last few weeks. Anything
Now,
in
you
particular?
say, Santa Claus is supposed to be everywhere. He's bound to be on the net, so I'll start looking for
think
Santa
bizarre,
Claus.
think bizarre. We'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
Now, an Australian who only just stepped off the plane yesterday. She's travelling around the world meeting people who she got to know on a rather unusual internet chat channel. Sue, welcome to Pommyland.
Thank you.
Tell us about this channel. It's basically a global version of Truth or Dare. How does it work?
Well, it works very similar to the game that a lot of kids play when they're younger. Basically, there's a group of people and someone has to pick a truth or a dare, and if they pick truth, they're asked a question that may be rather probing, and if they pick dare, they're asked to do something that they'd rather not. And it works very similarly, although because it's the internet, the dares have a rather special flavour of their own because it's very difficult to prove.
Tell us
that you've
about
done
the
your
truths,
dare.
first of all. What
The
truths
truths.
have you been asked?
Oh, I've been asked everything from explain how you lost your virginity all the way down to how do you see your relationship with your mother. You know, there's really broad range. Some things look like they've come straight out of a psychoanalyst's office, and other things are completely ridiculous. What are your 3 favourite flavours of ice cream, and how would you describe them to someone who'd never heard of ice cream before, you know? So there's a big range.
You arrived in London last night.
Yep.
You're going to stay with Jeremy, who
I
already has a
certainly am.
girlfriend, but he met her through this channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Just tell us that story.
Well, that was a girl called Electra. That was her channel nickname. Her real name was something Greek, Eryktho. And I don't know, I was just talking one day on the channel, and she seemed very bright and very happy and very bubbly, and I just sensed that wasn't quite right, so I just sent her a little private message. I said, "Are you feeling okay?" And she just said, "Well, no, I'm not really, I'm feeling a bit down." So it was just, we started talking on that kind of level straight away from the moment we met. And I think within about a week I'd actually phoned her up, and I liked the sound of her voice, and we arranged to meet up.
She was in the States?
She was in the States.
And what happened next?
Well, we decided that there was an upcoming party for people who'd met on the Truth or Dare channel, and they were going to meet up in Atlanta in June, and it was enough time for me to save up a bit of money and get out there, and she could do the same, and that's exactly what we did.
And she can't be with us because she's working tonight.
Yeah.
But you're going back, Sue, to stay at Jeremy's house.
Yep.
Are you going to spend much time on channel while you're together?
Maybe a little, but it's much more fun to spend time with one another in real life. This is the point of meeting someone, is to spend time with them, not with everyone that you can normally spend time with on channel.
And how much do you know about each other from the channel before you met?
Well,
Go on, share us the details, share the details.
well, you don't actually know that much about them. You only see certain aspects of their character, and it's only what they let you see. And that's why I don't usually use the other chat channels, because they tend to be very fake.
Yeah, more role-playing.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you do get role-playing game channels, and this channel, the Truth or Dare channel, because of its intimate questions, it does seem to encourage a sort of personal relationship. So you do get to know a lot more about people. I mean, that's why there's so many romances on the channel.
What advice would you give to a newcomer who wanted to join the Truth or Dare channel?
Sit and watch for a while before jumping in and trying to bully everyone into playing your way. We have a lot of people who join and immediately offend people and don't make any friends because they jump in and hate everyone basically. But it's heaps of fun and it's a great way to meet people around the world. I've travelled from Russia. I go to Canada and then the United States next. I'll be visiting people all along the way. People are meeting me in every city and showing me around, and it's a fantastic way to meet people.
And what sort of people would you like in the channel? Pretty extrovert.
No, not necessarily. Actually, people who are thoughtful and interesting and not afraid to reveal a little about themselves.
It's a mix. We need a mix of people, really. And if you've got someone who's quiet, then they're counterbalanced by someone who's more extravagant.
Hey ho, it's Christmas time again. I'm so excited. Jeremy and I decided we'd get presents for each other through the exciting global shopping centre that is the internet. We had a fight to see who'd open their present first, and Jeremy lost.
And a technicality.
So come on, mate, hand it over, hand it up.
Well, I found a rather special internet site that's been a one-stop solution to my shopping nightmare.
Virtual presents.
That's right, in a virtual world, what could be more appropriate? Why send a real present when a picture of one will do?
Send someone a virtual present. We deliver virtually anywhere.
What a simple and elegant solution. First, choose a category of present. You could look in the furniture department or at more esoteric gifts in the odds and ends section. I've often heard Dan referred to as an animal, so I dropped into this virtual department.
Pets. Some are quite large.
You then select the gift you want. I thought Dan would most appreciate a loris, and view your selection. Now, isn't that the cutest looking primate you've ever seen? And then add a message to accompany the picture, the email address of the recipient, and send that gift.
Is this some kind of a joke? Is this all I'm worth, a picture of a sodding loris?
You see, that's the best bit. The virtual present is absolutely free. It's the thought that counts, Dan.
I think you're tight. Since Jeremy is too stingy to actually open his wallet for my Christmas present, I'm not giving him his. But just so he knows what he's missing, this is what I found.
RoboCut family vacuum hair cutter and pet groomer.
Straight out of Tomorrow's World, or more likely the back pages of a Sunday colour supplement, this is really the cutting edge in tonsorial technology.
Cut your own hair like a pro.
Like a professional what is not entirely clear, but with a product as versatile as this baby, who cares?
You get 2 products in one. Family hair cutter and pet groomer.
Not to mention something else to stick in the attic and gather dust. What's even more exciting is that,
There's no guessing to repeat the same haircut exactly.
yes, they all look crap. But what really sold this gift idea to me was the pictures of the groomer in action. Just check out.
Family hair cutting,
And my personal favourite,
pet grooming.
it's so nice to see Lassie getting work these days. And now a taste of things to come later on in the show. I'm here with Mark Forrest, who's a Virgin Radio's celebrity and film expert. Right? That'll do. Good. Later on you'll be talking with Wingham about celebrities on the internet. But first of all, Jez and I found this fabulous site called Mr. Showbiz. One of the special aspects of this site is the fact that you can take a virtual surgeon's knife to the cast of Friends. Now, what did you think of this?
Well, imagine you have to sit there on Friday night looking at these people who earn stacks of money, who are and the embodiment of American physical perfection, and it's horrendous. But now you can destroy that. You can make them look really, really ugly. And just imagine how that would round off your week. It'd be great.
So what you do here is you select a feature from one of the members of the cast, and it goes off via the internet and comes back as this kind of...
We mix and match their
Yeah,
heads,
it's kind of
noses, eyes, mouths, all
Frankenstein.
sorts.
So, I mean, can you kind of take off their nose and like bring in a nose from, I don't know, somebody really desperately ugly?
No,
or
so just mix and match amongst the friends' cast. So what we did is we took Rachel's hair,
Nice
we took
hair.
Ross's nose, we took Monica's mouth, and Joey's eyes.
Joe's eyes.
And this is what we came up with.
And what do you reckon?
Now,
The perfect hybrid friend, I would
the
say.
hair is perfect. I mean, that's the #1 haircut in America. That's the #1 haircut in the UK. It's got to have that hair. Thing is, though, apparently people watch Friends for Ross's puppy dog eyes. And you've
puppy dog
went
nose.
wrong on
You've
the
gone
eyes
for the
there.
puppy dog nose, and I don't think that's what they like. The nose is a little on the big side. He gets a lot of jokes about that. But I mean, the idea is terrific that you could just mix, match, and distort any way you like.
And they could slash their salary bill, couldn't they? 'Cause they could just have the one friend who does it
It'd be
all.
great. I mean, they used to get $25,000 a show, and they're all going for $100,000 a show precisely. Amalgamate the whole thing, keep the budgets as they are, could run forever.
Anna's nipped out from stuffing the turkey to find the most bizarre gifts available on the net at the moment.
Do you mind? I'm not that kind of girl.
Halfway point, what have you found? It's all right,
Okay, right. Well, apparently on East Coast of the United States, it's very chic to have these cement geese in the garden.
Uh-huh.
And somebody is now marketing these clothes that you can actually dress your geese in.
That is bizarre. That's very American.
I know, isn't it? There we are. Look, this one
Yes.
looks a bit like Jemima Puddle Duck here.
That's very sweet.
That's sweet. Also very seasonal is that there's a company that sells gnomes over the net, and they've got a special Santa special here, and you can have a Santa gnome for
Complete
your
with
garden.
flowing beard and hollyhocks.
I know, everything there. Isn't
Great.
that
Well,
sweet?
you keep looking. After the break, the internet chat-up lines resource.
Nick, that's my boyfriend. He still feels bad about it. It's as much my fault, I guess. I got in the car with him. Not that he was drunk, I wouldn't have been, but he'd only had a couple. Anyway, we're still together. Although sometimes I think he's only with me because he feels guilty. Then again, I wonder if I'm only with him because I'm scared I won't get anyone else.
Putting our names on a register is part of all our lives. It allows us to make a choice. But there is one register that will do more. The NHS Organ Donor Register saves lives. Pick up this leaflet or call free on 0800 555 777.
Greetings again. Disc jockey and celebrity expert Mark Forrest to come. But now, yet another way that the net can help your sex life. The 101 Great Chat-Up Lines page. It was set up by Justin.
So, Justin, you've put hundreds of chat-up lines on the internet. Hundreds of them. Here they all are. We printed them out. Why?
I worked in a nightclub for about 3 years, and I heard a lot of funny lines. And, you know, I used to tell people lines what I'd heard earlier, and I thought, you know, why not put them on the internet? You know, it's something a bit different.
And you put up how many? I mean, there must be, what?
There's about 800 at the moment, and it's growing this all the time.
800 cheesy chat-up lines.
You say you overheard some of these ones and you put them up.
Yeah. Are many of these ones that you thought, you know, they're yours?
Yes, there's a couple of lines that I've used and a couple of lines I like, you know, which I would use.
We've got a couple here that you've got on your site, and I think we should just have a quick chat about some of them. The old classic, if I told you you had a great body, would you hold it against me? Now,
there's other variations to that.
Right.
There's, if I told you I had a great body, would you swallow 12 inches?
Yes, thank you. Keep it clean.
Of what?
Of what exactly? 12 inches of...
what, fruit or something?
Yeah,
yeah.
banana.
Yeah, banana. Yeah. No,
okay, here's another good one. I love every bone in your body, especially mine. Now, now I can't believe...
There's another variation to that. I love every muscle in your body, including that.
Yeah, I can't... nobody's ever going to fall for that, are they? I mean, come on.
I suppose it depends how much drink I've had, you know.
You were telling me that story earlier on about the time in that nightclub. Tell us that story again for the benefit of our viewers.
Well, I was working downstairs in a food bar, and this girl came down and I used a line on her. which was if beauty was water, you'd be an ocean.
That's quite sweet. That's quite sweet.
And she smiled at me, and she went upstairs, and then I saw her a bit later, and she obviously wasn't interested in me, so I tried exactly the same line on my sister.
In front of her?
Oh, yes.
And what happened?
I got slapped by both of them.
Funny that.
Very result. Isn't it?
Funny that. Funny that.
Have you actually had any successes yourself off using these lines? Yes, I have had a couple of successes, one of which was I used the line, what does a guy like me have to do to get a phone number like yours? Which was one I actually made up myself, and that was spur of the moment in a nightclub. And she says, that must be the corniest chat line I've ever heard. And I says, you ain't heard nothing yet, and I told her 10 other chat lines. And she was sort of laughing away, and I finished up. I said, they say if you can make a girl laugh you halfway and getting into the knickers, how am I doing so far? I took her home.
So you've given this girl 12 chat-up lines and you took her home?
Yeah.
Not bad. So you reckon 12 is not, 12 in and then... fair enough. Well, we've decided to give a few of these chat-up lines a bit of a spin. So we've got some of our crew, and the first person is Annabelle, who's our runner for this evening. So we've got a situation... Oh, drop me a bit of paper. The situation is, you're at the office Christmas party, and your eyes meet across a hot photocopier. Justin, go for it.
I'd go up to you and say, if you stood by a photocopy, I'd say, photocopying, fancy reproducing with me.
Oh, what do you reckon?
Sweet.
Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations. Right, okay, right, we'll give you that one. Okay, the second situation, right, you're at the supermarket, you've been feeding the vegetables, and you're choosing that essential turkey for Christmas.
And here's Anna, our...
Well, if I'm buying a fruit and veg stall, I'd pick up a cucumber and hold it here and say, look, the Martians have landed.
Anna's not impressed. Never mind. Okay, third time lucky. Okay, here's June, who's doing makeup for us today. So the situation is you're watching a late night TV show, a little bit like the one you're on now, and you want to move things along. You're on the sofa. What are you going to say?
Got no idea.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. As she works in makeup, I would say, you've got some lipstick on your tooth. Mind if I lick it off?
What do you reckon? Oh, right, so you've done all right. 2 out of 3 is not bad. Round of applause for Justin there. Congratulations. So, do you think the internet people need chat-up lines? I mean, do you think they're so socially inadequate that they need somebody like you to teach them what to say to women?
Well, the internet is full of people, and basically they're not to tell people how to go out and pull, but to, have a joke. That's what the whole page is. It's a funny page, and the last look I've had 11,000 people look at the page. So obviously people want to look at it. If they don't want to look at it, they don't look at it. If they do, they do.
And you're still collecting?
Yeah.
So if anybody out there's got a chat-up line, they should send it to you?
Yeah. Have a look on the page first, see if it's there.
Well, the festive season is upon us, and it struck both Jeremy and I that we should look at the true spirit of Yuletide on the internet. I went looking for a beardy fat bloke in a red suit. Jeremy doesn't believe in Father Christmas, so he looked for something more fundamental.
Oh yes, it's Christmas time. Mistletoe and wine. And if you really believe in a Merry Christmas, then welcome to...
The Real Beer page.
What would Christmas be without a big glass of hops and yeast? And here's an internet site devoted to the golden elixir that has launched 1,000 takeaway meals. Into the gutter, unfortunately. There's everything here for the real beer enthusiast. From the educational virtual brew tour to the sporting
drinking games.
And to capitalise on the splendid multimedia capabilities of this lovely internet, there's even a section entitled
But Me,
where the true connoisseur can enjoy, if that's the right word, many sound files of drunk men belching after too much beer. Lovely. So, charge your glasses and join with me as I toast the Real Beer page.
The Real Beer page! I imagine it'll come as no surprise that you can now spend
Christmas in cyberspace.
Actually, this is a site devoted to Father Christmas rather than the whole Christmas experience. There's no Cliff Richard records or James Bond films to worry about. This electronic Santa fanzine has it all. There's an in-depth
interview of Santa Claus,
where the fat boy gets a bit of a grilling from an unnamed reporter.
Mr. Claus, are you real?
And also a list of frequently asked questions, which tackles that tricky one about how Santa delivers 8 trillion presents worldwide in a single night, on his own.
I have the magic. Kids understand this naturally.
And if that isn't enough to have you pulling the plug on your computer, you can waste more of your Christmas break doing the Santa Claus quiz. Well, that's quite enough of that. Merry Christmas, Jeremy.
Merry Christmas, Dan.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Voiceover.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Dan and Jeremy.
Now, celebrities on the net, officially and unofficially. This is Mark Forrest, who's Virgin Radio's man at the premieres and celebrity bashes. Does the net have much to offer disc jockeys?
We know there was a time when researching radio programmes meant just grabbing a hold of the Sun newspaper first thing in the morning, having a look at that little snippet that told you about the celeb who put his cat in the washing machine in Deptford 2 weeks ago, and then regurgitating that story. And it meant that all of us were coming out with the same material. Now, with the net, we could get sources from all over the world. Information is collated by agencies, sent to us, which we pay good money. So now you can be reporting on the same story maybe happening in LA or India or Australia. It means you're fresher. You've got more material to work with.
Well, we've taken you around some celebrity sites on the net, starting with Stephen Fry's personal pages. This was something he set up for his own interests. Then one of the papers published its address, and suddenly everyone flocked to see it. What do you make of Stephen Fry's enduring popularity?
He's an amazing guy. I mean, ultimately, he's very British. He's not an LA or Hollywood superstar. And he's this incredible enigma. Here's a guy who's written librettos for musicals. He's a multimillionaire. If he writes a book, it's a bestseller. He's got a degree from Cambridge. He's done stand-up comedy. We see him on the telly and we love him. He's got everything we should ever want. He's got money, he's got fame, he's got success. And he's unhappy. I mean, the man is desperately unhappy. And therefore, we want to know why. And a page like that appears and you think it's going to give you a deep insight into what makes this guy tick, and you're going to go and look at it.
All right, your next site was the Autograph Gallery. This is incredible. It's a complete guide to autograph collecting. It tells you how to compose a letter asking for an autograph. It shows you a selection of star scrawls, so you know you're not being fobbed off by a minion. More usefully, it has celebrity home addresses. Although looking at the number of autograph hunters who've downloaded this list, most of the celebrities will probably have moved by now. They've got John Wayne Bobbitt's address on here. It's interesting how the definition of celebrity keeps expanding, isn't it?
He visited this country this year, putting out his new video, and the man had so many requests for interviews from all over the media, from newspapers and radio and TV. The guy couldn't fulfill all the requirements.
We ought to explain for anyone who's not aware of it that John Wayne Bobbitt is the guy who had his male organ emasculated by his wife.
Rather famously, yes. And since then, and since losing the court case, has made an absolute fortune in publishing a book and a video, which I have to confess I haven't taken the time to look at, but they tell me is quite an amazing feat of artistry on the part of some plastic surgeon somewhere.
Right, well, for the really dedicated celebrity hunter, there's Find a Grave. It's a database for locating dead celebrities with photos of headstones for people ranging from Karen Carpenter to T.E. Lawrence to Marilyn Monroe. It's part of a kind of wider cultural obsession with dead celebrities, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's always been there to a certain extent. I mean, if you die at the right time, you can just do wonders for your career. James Dean was the ultimate, Marilyn Monroe again, who showed that you can have long-lasting endurance and you can be a star for all your life. And Hollywood has really been the catalyst of extending this. And where once upon a time you would do the Hollywood studio tour, you would go down Sunset Boulevard, that's all old hat now. Now, people want to go and see where horrific things happen. They want to go and see where Nicole died, where O.J. Simpson was living at the time he was put to trial. They want to see gruesome, they want to see really nasty things. They want to believe that people who are famous and have lots of money and fame don't have that good a time.
Mr. Showbiz, it's an all-round celebrity magazine. It's very professionally produced. It's updated daily. It has news, star interviews, and an Ask Mr. Showbiz section, plus games of skill. This is where the plastic surgery exercise you did earlier came from. Are you impressed with these pages?
They're very useful, again, for giving us little bits to talk about. And we feed it in my profession off bits of information about people. We want to know what's going on. Sometimes they're not really telling you anything. You just get the feeling that the PR person acting for Hugh Grant has rung up the people putting the page together and given them some trash, and it's just ended up on the page.
Do you think celebrities have anything to fear from the net, apart from crazed autograph hunters?
Not really. I think they can use it to their own advantage. I mean, people have been manipulating the press for a long, long time. They'll just do exactly the same with it. I mean, Hugh Grant famously so when he had his horrendous Divine Brown escapade, and the papers and the cameras were called to his house in the country where he was living with Liz Hurley. And we had the famous shots of the mattress being brought into the house. I mean, it was so desperately unlikely that they wouldn't have a spare bed or a sofa or a floor for the guy to keep
This is
on.
because they wanted to communicate the message that they weren't sleeping in the same room.
Exactly. They've been able to manipulate it for a long, long time. That will continue even with the net.
And the Cyber Cafe seasonal pantomime draws to a close with Principal Boy Anna revealing the 3 most bizarre gifts available on the net at the moment.
This is it. I found some really funny stuff out there, but this is a good one. If you know anyone who's just had a baby and wants to get the baby, then buy them a cow outfit. No baby should be without one.
Complete with little horns.
Yes, the little horns and everything. You can put it in their stocking. Nice little thing.
Okay, and number
Joke.
2?
Number 2 here is the bungee.
The what?
Right, it's the bedroom bungee.
The bedroom bungee?
Bedroom bungee.
Oh, wow!
And you can fling somebody in
Tell us what it says then.
There you go. It's lots of fun in the bedroom. You can have the most incredible movement from the bungee cord.
Yes, you can.
Intense sexual pleasure. Slam into your partner hard for hours.
Help prevent premature ejaculation.
It's so versatile. And we've even got a picture of it here. I reckon we could actually sort of reverse that and have the guy in there with, well, I mean, you know, it's all
So you
sorts
bounce
of
down on
ideas.
your partner, bounce
So if
straight
you
back
know
up.
somebody that needs to put a bit of zing into their sex life, buy them the bedroom
But
bungee.
check, you've got a strong bedroom ceiling. What's number 1?
Oh, here it is. This is the endangered feces.
Go on, what is it? Explain
Right, it's 65 million year old poo. It's Jurassic poo, basically. And
fossilised
dinosaur
feces.
And what they do is they gently clean it to bring out its natural beauty.
And they've got a picture of it.
They've got a picture of it here. The geologist has actually certified it as true, and when you buy it, you get a signed numbered certificate of authenticity. No home should be without one.
No,
I think it's
absolutely.
perfect
And when someone
for
steps in it, you just say, I'm sorry, I haven't house-trained the dinosaur.
so you can buy this for someone you really like.
Rush to your terminal. There might be time before Christmas still to buy some of those gifts. Check out our net pages while you're doing it.